Here we are, guys. Ben Williams back here at the West Side Storage spot. Just grabbed the chainsaw, brought all my PPE in, all my chaps, my muffs and everything like that, and I forgot to saw out the truck, so we fueled her up. Mr. King's back there knocking in the trail so he can get in and not mess up some of the trail and the drainage that's right through here. He's gonna knock in his own little hole, but we're gonna do this. Letter D for Whitetails In Between is the same one that we're gonna use from the DeerTube channel. Land Management A to Z for Whitetails In Between. This is design coming to you from the West Side Storage spot. So we're gonna walk right up in here. This is where we did our apple tree release video. This is where we talked about making this spot better. Let's go in here and check this out. So, got a whole ridge system in here. This is just begging for food plot. Screen to divide this. Screen to divide the main plot here. I'm gonna turn this into 3, probably more like 4 different food plots with the design of this for different reasons. Different does can use different areas of this, coming in from different bedding areas adjacent and around. Got a lot of screening and stuff we got to do manually to the tower blind, but this also facilitates stand locations further down here to the south, as well as stand locations up here to the north with appropriate winds, hunting it with the right purpose. All designed before we even did this. This was designed months ago, guys, but this is a great time of the year to get out there, get some ground truthing done, wreak some havoc with a saw, get a Mini X in here, work some ground up, a couple $100, and you can't beat it. This would take me months. I was in here for a couple days, off and on, just dropping everything, leaving the stumps high because I knew I was going to get a Mini in here to rip them out. But we're designing this spot. This is maximum production. I'm going to leave apple trees up here, already designed. We did a huge walkthrough with Mr. King already before we got in here. A couple of these cherries coming out. He's going to come right up this little hole on the knoll here. A couple cherries coming out here along the edge. Ash tree too. This bony one, we're going to try to save that. Potential stand location coming in up the backside. If it works out, we'll see how it starts shaking out once this clears off. But all this invasive honeysuckle that is horrible habitat, doing nothing for wildlife right now. Very even little bedding potential in there. There's some much more desirable dogwood that they bed in further down here to the south, kind of where we're walking to where we're going to end up. But up the hill here, this is going to get a whole huge facelift. This catalpa is going to come out. We're going to leave this elm because that's a nice big old elm. You don't see them that big anymore. I'll push this all up, guys, right up in this hole. This is going to be the storage for a lot of the stuff from the upper side of this plot. Extension that's going to be in here. This maple's going to come out. Dad gave the executive order on that. But all this undesirable, this honeysuckle, the buckthorn in here, the stuff that is just overrun with grapevine, all these old apple trees that are just broke down and not producing anything, not doing anything for wildlife. This was producing nothing, or very little. I can't say nothing, but very little benefit for wildlife. This is going to be high quality food sources with browse on the edges, berry bushes coming up in certain areas where I know we're not going to be able to get all these big stumps out. There's a huge maple tree here we dropped. This is our apple tree we released in the West Side Storage. She's staying. 2 big trails funnel off these bedding areas right here. This is a money, I don't know, blinds right there. So this is about 80 yards, I think, right about in here where we're standing on this spot. We're going to take this out, obviously leave these couple trees we decided to keep, do a little bit more manipulating in here. Going to start taking some of this out. Got 1 oak tree up in there we're saving, as well as some planted oaks down in here as well. But this is why we dropped these trees, guys, a couple months ago in this location. Look at all the high quality browse we put down here for deer when they need it the most in the winter time. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to get the Mini in here. I actually wasn't planning on having this guy do the Mini X stuff for us, but it worked out, and it's a great cost, great quoted price, really easy going. You can jump right up there when he's working on stuff and tell him you want to save this, take that. A very good group of guys to work with. So if anybody's interested, let me know. I can get you their contact info. But all this stuff that's just crap, this big maple, I'm gonna have to cut up a little bit more so you can pluck it off. Gonna push it all up over that roll. Still keeping all the screening from the bigger trees. Same thing with this. All this non-productive honeysuckle, just crap. Get rid of it. High quality food plot, and gonna let some browse regenerate along the sides of the plot as well. So you got best of both worlds. Native habitat, planted forage. And right down in here, you can't even see it right now because we got to get that cherry stump out of there. Blind's right there. Which again, that big clump's gonna have to go. We already decided this box elder is gonna go as well. But this is it, guys, the design, the pre-video walkthrough. This is the old access trail that's through this side of the piece of property that we'll walk back down and show you the finished product, so to speak. We'll see. We probably won't get it done today. We'll probably be back in here sometime else this week getting it done. But yeah, all this cleaning up, getting this out of here. Honeysuckle buckthorn, that's all you see right here. Couple planted oak trees that we got in here. They're doing all right, but we might even put a little oak orchard down on this end because it is a little bit wetter feet, so a little bit of a white oak varietal down in here, which is, I have to double check what those are, but I believe they're a variety of swamp white or something along those lines. I have to check my book. I plant too many trees. And then we're stopping right about here. Bedding area right in here. Better mix of native habitat, not as much honeysuckle, better pockets of browse. Big bedding area right here, right up on this knoll, completely secluded from that. And then there's a big bedding area, 2 of them to the north, up on the side hill, and then down in a piece of property we call the cherry orchard. So this is going to facilitate 3 or 4 different doe bedding areas. It's a big area that you can sit on, get on and off at night. Bulletproof access is what makes this spot key, and we're going to improve it to make it better, getting rid of the bad, non-native, invasive species, and that's what we're designing today, guys, is the West Side Story Spot. This is your walkthrough, and looks like he's pulling out the first cherry tree right now. I'm going to get over there in case he needs me with the chainsaw. Thanks, everyone, for tuning into this video. If you like it, give us that thumbs up. Drop your comments down below if you have any input to add to the conversation, or you want to see anything featured in our next Land Management A to Z episode. This is our letter D design, and we're designing it and building it for the benefit of us as hunters and the benefit of wildlife, removing the non-native, making high quality forage and high quality browse along the sides of this plot. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Like this video, please give us your comments. We love to hear from you. Want to know what you guys want to see featured. If you like these videos or want to see something else featured, let us know. We'll get it out there. Hit that subscribe button so you get updates on all of our videos. Feel free to share this around to your friends and family, and this will be a completely different story for you guys tuning in later. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll catch you all next time here in the field with Land Management A to Z and Ben Williams from Old Tin Cup and Future Forest Properties. Take care, everyone.